nice of you, not isn't it? If I keep asking you to move it on again after every act after you already have done. There's 33, there's now 31 acts. 31 acts plus me and knitting, which makes 33. And we actually have one person for whom the message that there was no open mic spots didn't get through to. So we're back to 34 acts! Alright, no time to waste on self-congratulation though, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome your next act. Have you worked out any escape route, Alan? Please welcome Alain English!
My name is Alain English. I come from Aberdeen, the darkest and the strangest Scottish poet ever seen. Growing up in Aberdeen, it felt a little foolish to have a Scottish accent with a name like Alain English. I grew up disadvantaged in a vulnerable position. I have a disability, an autistic condition. In my head I felt alive, like I could be a hero. In real life things were different. My social skills were zero. I tried to hide it, acting tough. Instead I looked a fool and brought myself humiliation, shame and ridicule. The bullying that I received would send me home in tears, and to this day I still can hear kids' laughter in my ears. The lovely girls I knew at school would make me happy dreaming, but when I tried to make a move, the girls would run off screaming. I can't say that I blame them. I'm a voyeur and a freak. I'm stupid and self-centered. I'm childish and I'm weak. But I possess a power inside for poetry sublime, for verbal pyrotechnics and dark, disturbing rhyme. I can show you other worlds both terrible and magical. Be romantic and hilarious, provocative and political. You can take me, you can leave me. I don't give a damn. This is my identity. This is who I am. Thank you. This piece, it's a snooker poem. It's called The Greatest Game of All. This is a tale of snooker lore, the best game ever played. It took place at the Crucible, where history was made. In the town of Sheffield, all the masses would arrive for the Embassy World Championships in 1985. So they put the reds with the Q and whites, then the yellow, green, brown and blue. So they put the reds, then the pink and black to see the victory through. Steve Davis was the champion, the finest ever seen. With a wooden cue held in his hands, the man was a machine. Now Dennis Taylor was the man whom Davis had to best. The Irishman with massive specs who loved to joke and jest. And the game was set and the players met to dance the final duel. And the game was set and the players met which one of them would rule. Well, Davis couldn't miss a shot and took an 8-frame lead. If Taylor was to win the match, a miracle he'd need. But Taylor mustered all the strength inside him to fight back, to take it to the final frame and then the final black. So the brown he sinks and the blue and pink to bring him close to winning. So the brown he sinks and the blue and pink and sends the cue ball spinning. Now Taylor tried to down the black but failed to make the shot and left his deadly adversary with an easy pot. Now Davis came to make the stroke that would see him the victor. To everybody's disbelief he missed a total sitter. And the black stayed out and there was no doubt the pressure was too much. And the black stayed out and there was no doubt that Davis lost his touch. Now Taylor rose to meet his fate. His face had gone all red. And as he sank the black, he raised his cue above his head. The game had gone down to the wire, but somehow he won through it. He wagged his finger to the crowd. I told you I could do it. And the black went down and he won the crown. Oh, what a great game it was. And the black went down and he won the crown to cheering and applause. And the game was done and the battle won upon the final ball. And in history, it is hailed to be the greatest game of all. One more. Now, winners make history in the sporting arena, but in real life, things are a little different. And this piece is called Here's to the Losers. They say that history is written by the winners, by the leaders, and the high achieving. That's what the record books would have us believing. But if you read between the lines, If you look behind the lies, you find that real life, real history, is not written by the winners, it is written by the losers. So here's to them. Here's to the lost and the abandoned, to the abused and the neglected, to the people trapped in vicious cycles, to the confused and the addicted. Here's to the powerless and the marginalised, to the clueless and the ignorant, to the ones who are always left behind, to the weak and the incompetent. Here's to the boring, the banal, and the utterly tedious, to the jealous, to the miserable, to the bitter and the envious. Here's to those who let life pass them by and regret lost opportunities, to all the middling in-betweens, to all the mediocrities. Here's to those who would gladly save the world if they could, to the naive, the well-meaning, and the misunderstood. Here's to the doctors, nurses, teachers, all those who are put upon, who sacrifice for other people only to get shat upon. Here's to the immigrants, the slaves and the underpaid workers, to the families, to the fathers and the overworked mothers. Here's to the homeless, to the starving, to the beggars on their knees, to the has-beens that never were and the never going to be's. Here's to those who are lonely, who are always out of love, to the voices who are never heard and who aren't heard often enough, the ones who are never seen. Not the government, not their enemies, but the ones caught in between. I'm talking about those who have lost everything, the deprived and the unfortunate, the ones who do not understand, the innocent and the illiterate. The people condemned to live their lives in a void, the mentally ill and the unemployed. The people in debt who can't pay back their arrears, the ones who are grieving and can't hold back the tears. For all the countless victims of brutality and torture, the young and the destitute, left without a future. But I'm telling a lie. Here's the reason why. These people are not losers, these people are survivors. Their endurance should inspire us. So while the winners and their toadies take the credit and the glory, let the survivors have a chance to tell the real story. I've been Alain English. Thank you very much.
Boys and girls, that's Alain English. Give it up for him. If you've got any sick relatives at home who can't make it out tonight, they can follow the evening's proceedings at Mr. Spoon on Twitter. I'm trying to update things, but actually things are going too fast even with my rapid thumb abilities.